Hi. Um, the other week, at church we learned about God's calling and waiting on God's calling or instructions of what to do, and this really this really made me think about it because it's something that I myself um think about a lot. Um, why why do we sometimes fall uncertain of God's calling or instructions of what we're supposed to do? And sometimes people are too hyper focused on their calling, or maybe on instructions or on what to do. Um, like for me, sometimes as I'm growing older, I see some people getting jobs. Maybe some people even planned out their whole college life, planning out um, what job they're going to take, or even some people I know from church. I see them. They already picked out what college to go um, to be a pastor, and that's good. So I myself see them, and I wonder, what is God calling me to do? Um, Not only that, some people, in any point and period of life, maybe we're in a time of waiting, and we feel uncertain of what to do next, and what is God telling me to do. Um, so um, I would like to read two verses about our calling, and that's John 15, verse 16. You did not choose me, but I chose you, and appointed you, so that you might go and bear fruit, fruit that will last, and so that whatever you ask in my name, the Father will give you. And the second verse is Ephesians 2:10. For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. So we know that God already has a calling and instruction for every person. Um, but sometimes in that time of waiting, what should we do? Um, we should call to God, come to Him, and grow in the Word. Not only in the Word, but we should grow in our fruit, to produce more fruit. Um, and sometimes, like I said, I used to often think about our calling. We should come to God with that. And in 1 Peter 5, verse 7, it says, "Cast all your anxiety on Him because He cares for you." And we should take upon His yoke, and we should learn from God while we're waiting. Matthew 11:28-30. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. So this says, while we constantly think about this, we should give it to God, and He will give us rest. Not only that, it says, learn from me. We should, in this time, we should learn from God, and we should see um, His love, and we should also produce that same love that He has. We should be faithful. Some might know that also Paul waited for a little bit of time. Um, and while he was waiting, um, he still stayed faithful. He still continued to do God's work. Um, and even so, in that point of life, maybe he did not know what to do in that certain period of life. He still continued, and eventually he wrote a lot of the New Testament books. And also another example is Jesus. Um, we don't really see anything in his childhood, or maybe in his early, his 20s through 30s, except for when he was 12. And so during that time, 12 through 30, what did he do? Jesus still was love, and he did show that to everyone. And even though this time of waiting, we don't know exactly what happened, but we still know that he was still doing what God wanted him to do. And even if that meant waiting until 30. Next, we can use this time to be a time of growth and a time of transformation in our lives. Luke 16 verse 10. Whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much, and whoever is dishonest with very little will also be dishonest with much. So maybe in this time we should be grateful with what we already have and what we are currently doing. Even if that means waiting, we should learn, I said, use it for a time of transformation and be grateful and thank God for this time of transformation and waiting. And to be thankful, because maybe now we might not see the future or the plan, but in the future later on God will bless you and you will see how, yeah, maybe we did need this time of waiting to learn more about His Word, to grow our character. And we should be grateful that God is already blessing you with what you have or with what you're already doing. We should thank God. And when that time does come, whenever God tells us our calling, or whenever He tells us it's time, we should accept it and follow and do exactly what He tells us to do. And in closing, I just have one last statement. Waiting is okay, but grow while waiting. So use this time to not worry about what you're going to do on yourself or what you see other people doing, but to glorify God of what you have, to trust Him with the present time and with your future. That's all I have. If you have any prayer requests, you can leave them in the comments. Thanks for watching. God bless you.